The evolution of your marketing will be the catalyst for the evolution of your business, and the evolution of your business will provide you with the freedom to focus on the evolution of your life. This is Evolved Marketing with Andre and Brian. All right, welcome back to another episode of the Evolved Marketing Podcast. My name is Brian Brewer. Have with me today, as always, my co-host Andre Germachev and a special guest today. So today's special guest is kind of extra special to me. I've known this gentleman a long time. I can definitely consider him a friend of mine. I've probably, if I'm being completely honest, have known this gentleman longer than I've known my podcast partner, Andre. So we go back. One thing I know about today's guest is that if you help him or if you can offer him something, then I can't promise you, I can just speak from my own experience that he will respond to you, help you in any way that he possibly can. I've never sent a message to this gentleman and have him not respond before I could close out my Facebook app. So he's a fantastic friend, a great guy. He has a tremendous work ethic. And before I introduce him, just keep in mind, he probably gets a lot of messages. So if you don't know him, I wouldn't just cold DM him and expect to get a lot of responses. I'm sure he's very busy because he has a huge program. He's done over $4 million online. He has a ton of affiliates promoting his stuff. Last time I talked to him, it was over 3,000. I'm sure it's well in excess of that now. But without further ado, let's welcome to the show my friend, a great marketer and a fantastic guy, Jonathan Montoya. Welcome to the Evolved Marketing Podcast today.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm actually really excited to be here. Brian, good to see you, man. Andre, had the opportunity to meet both of you guys, hang out with you guys in real life. So it's a pleasure being here.
No, it's a pleasure for us, for you to be here also. So thank you so much. We appreciate your time. We want to dig a little deep with your story, basically, right? So I know you were an engineer before you started with the online world. So let's start there. Why did you decide to look for something else when I guess you can say you had like a good career,
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, it's funny because before I went to college to become an engineer, like I was always doing something like entrepreneurial. Like in elementary school, I was the guy that went to Costco, bought like a big thing of gum, and I would sell it at my desk. I was in third grade. I would literally sell it for 25 cents a piece. In middle school, I would sell this taffy I did, and I would sell, CDs. High school, I started selling, DVDs, all this kinds of stuff. I was always selling. As I got through, I finished high school, then my parents said, you have to go to college. And so I did that. So I kind of forgot about all like that entrepreneur stuff. And I just focused on college, and if you guys ever been to college, it's a lot of time, literally that's your job. So, I spent all my time getting my degree, which was very difficult. I was getting my degree in electrical engineering. Long story short, I finally got my degree and I got the job of my dreams, right? I was making pretty good money. I had the benefits. But it's funny though, shortly after starting that job, I was like, man, I don't really want to be here anymore. And I'll tell you why though, because there was a guy that would come into the office every single day. He was an older gentleman, probably getting ready to retire. And he would walk in and he would just yell out like 532 days. And the next day, 531 days, and every single day. And basically he was announcing the days until he retired. The guy was named Fred, really cool guy. I talked to him. We were getting some coffee in the break room, and I was like, Fred, what are you gonna do when you retire? And he was like, well, I'm gonna move to Hawaii, and I'm going to finally live the life of my dreams. And I sat there, and I was like, man, that sucks. So I was like, man, I really don't want to do that. And this was probably the first 6 months of me starting this job. And at that point, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be here long. I need to figure out a way to get out of here. So to answer your question, that's kind of what led me down this path of, not wanting to work a 9 to 5, not wanting to do engineering anymore.
It's really interesting that you talked about how you had that entrepreneurial spirit, because I know I've seen a picture of you somewhere on the internet where you're like maybe in fourth grade and you're like bundled up in a coat and you got candy bars in your hand that you're selling. I always think about that.
Funny, bro.
And the other thing I always think about with you is your story. You were so good at telling your story, and I'm sure we'll get into that in a few minutes. But before we do, this entrepreneurial spirit's been burning in you for a long time. I first met you when you had success as an affiliate marketer. ClickFunnels, Legendary Marketer is kind of where you started popping up on my radar because I was promoting a lot of the same things. We're in the same communities.
Yeah.
That can't be the first whack at it, though, right? The first whack at an online business. Did you try some things prior to that maybe didn't work out as well as the affiliate marketing did for you?
Oh, absolutely, man. So yeah, basically after that, that encounter with Fred, I was like, I got to figure out how am I going to get out of this job. So that's when I went on the rabbit hole, right? I started trying to figure out how do I start making money? So naturally I looked online, how do we make money? The first thing was, what was it? It was like an eBay drop shipping. So basically what it is there's a software that pulls like these products from Amazon and it resells them on eBay. So it's very low profits. It's like literally like 50 cents, $1, which was cool. I was actually making money with that, but then the customer support came in, like people were not happy. Then you have to deal with the refunds on literally 50% or 50 cent like transactions. It's like, it's not worth it. So I did that. I built my own e-commerce store where I drop ship from China and I would sell shirts. I did that for a while. We did okay there. A lot of little things here and there. I did crypto. I did Forex. The Forex really got me in trouble because that's when I was just trying to get rich quickly overnight. And I was like, basically, long story short, I lost like $2,000 or $3,000 like in one trade. I was just like, got super emotional. And that event led me to be negative in my bank account. And that was like, at that point, dude, I was just like, this sucks, man. I'm trying all this stuff. And I don't know, I'm sure you guys have tried a lot of things too, right? And you fail. But to answer your question, Brian, yes, I've tried literally every business model that you can think of. I did even couch flipping and Craigslist and like everything. So to answer your question, yeah.
Yeah, when that's something that I actually noticed too. Also, when you do your marketing, you are really good at telling your story, and you do mention that when you started, you had a negative balance in your bank account, right?
Yeah.
And that was because of failed projects, how you say, right? The Forex thing.
Yeah.
So how from there, you said that you felt depressed, you felt motivated. Like how did you jump to the next thing after that? Like how do you get your mindset in the right place?
Yeah, I really don't know, man. Like it is really interesting because at that time I didn't tell my wife. We had a mortgage we needed to pay, and this was May 10th, 2019. I was negative, and I was like I just felt like a failure. So I definitely had a pity party. Like I felt really low about myself for the next few days. But for some reason, I knew that I'm not stupid. Like I know I can make it happen. I was just being greedy, right? And I was reading some personal development books at the time. Extreme Ownership was one of them, where it was like, you need to figure out, or you can't blame other people for your failures. You have to blame yourself. Everything is your fault, whether it's good or bad. So that really stuck in my head. And I was like, you know what? That's true. I don't care. I can always make more money. My job's going to get me my money back. And it's just a loss, right? So like for me, it was a stepping stone to learning, right? I had to learn not to be greedy, which was the reason I got into that place, right? A lot of people want to make money quickly overnight. So that book was a big game changer, Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. Game-changing book, by the way, because he talks about like not blaming things on other people. Everything is your fault, no matter what it is. And that really changed my mindset. But basically after that, within 5 days, I said, I'm just going to start a YouTube channel and basically start my affiliate business. So May 15th, 2019, you could even go look at it now. That was my first video. No editing, just raw. Like, hey, this is how, I forgot what I was teaching. I think how to start YouTube or something, even though it was my first video. But yeah, that's basically what happened. But yeah, man, it was a lot of the personal development books that led me to that point that kind of switched my mindset. Yeah.
What, everybody has, I think, that one book that kind of changed everything for them. And I know you talked about extreme ownership. I've heard you talk about it. So I know that was pivotal in your development. For me, it was The Slight Edge, which if anybody's listening and has not read The Slight Edge yet, I highly recommend it. That was kind of the book that I read after I had seen some success. I probably read it in 2018 or so. But it really shifted my perspective of what I needed to do to get to the next level. And that's the book that really got me love reading again. So I'm glad you mentioned that. When you started with YouTube and you were going to become an affiliate marketer, two questions about that. A, do you remember the first product that you promoted? And B, do you remember like when you finally found the product that was going to stick, where you got your first sustained success with, and what was that?
Yeah, the first product I was promoting was Easy One Up, and that's basically like a product where you buy into it, and then they have like multiple high ticket programs. Believe they're still out there. I don't know, but honestly, I didn't believe in the product, so I kept throwing videos out there, and like I didn't know what was out there. I was just trying to start making money. And then that's when I stumbled upon legendary marketer. I forgot who it was from. I think it was Jordan Mederick. You guys probably know who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he created the sound funnel, and then he created like a whole program for legendary marketer. And I was like, oh, this is a really cool program. I bought into it, and I was like, this is a really good program. So then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go all in with this. So then I started creating reviews on it, and I had at that point I had a small Facebook group. I got people to buy that, and I started building my bonus offers around it. So that was the first program I went all in, and like I rode that train for a long, long time. And this was probably, I want to say June of 2019. So no, May, June. So it was a few months in. So I want to say maybe July. So it was a few months in I started the business. So yeah, that was the program that really helped me build my brand and business. So yeah.
And then you were doing the program while working your engineering job, or did you had already quit by then?
No, I was still working full time, man. I would so at that time TikTok wasn't really a thing. So YouTube was the main like the main platform that everyone was kind of doing. It was either YouTube or like Facebook marketing. So I was like, well, I want to do this for the long term. So YouTube I went all in with. So I would actually get up every single morning at 3:30 before my job, and I would create a YouTube video. Didn't edit it. I just threw it out there. I was just trying to get better and, learn like how to do YouTube. And that was before like any short form videos, any TikTok, where now you can make a 5-second video and go viral. But back then you had to get really good at long form content. So that's what I focused on literally every single day, until I quit my job essentially.
Yeah. So for those listeners who are here and they're maybe newer to affiliate marketing or newer to marketing in general, right? If you're going to have a business, you're in the business of marketing, and maybe they've started after, let's say 2020 or 2021. I don't like to say things like it's so much easier than it used to be, because that pisses everybody off. But I mean, how much more streamlined is it to be able to leverage things like short form content versus the arduous task of creating long form YouTube videos? I mean, I'm sure you do YouTube still like I do, but it's really kind of shot in the arm for marketing. Yeah.
No, for sure, dude. And I'm glad you bring that point up, because I really believe that it's so much easier to like start getting traffic very quickly. Whereas before, like building a YouTube channel takes time. But I strongly believe that there's a good and a bad to that, right? Because a lot of these new affiliates are just focusing on the short form content. And in my opinion, that doesn't build the long-term business. For me, I've been able to build, like, I always call it my YouTube machine, my YouTube traffic machine. And that continues to bring me traffic, leads, and sales, even if I don't make any short form videos. So to be honest, at the time of recording this video, I haven't really made any short form videos because my YouTube channel continues to bring me leads. I'm like, I'm good. So to that point, yes, it's easier to get started, but a lot of these new affiliates, maybe they're not learning some of the skills that they need for building a long-term business. So it's one of the things I try to talk about in my content. Like, I'm like, guys, it's super easy to get started, but you also want to think about the long-term as well, right? Building the email list, maybe building a Facebook group, building a YouTube channel, kind of building these assets that will help you build your business for the long term. But to your point, Brian, like, it is way easier to get started, but I would not change a thing, because I learned the hardest thing, which is, I think, building a YouTube video. As you know, it's not easy scripted a video, getting the thumbnail, figuring out if I can rank the video. Like that takes so much more time than like a short form. So I'm happy I started when I did. And I think people that are just starting now, they just need to realize, okay, I can get started easy, but I need to realize how can I build out these long-term foundational things that are going to help me build my business, so I'm not always having to create content. So hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, continue to evolve your business, evolve your brand. Start with the low-hanging fruit, but then, hey, let's also plan for long-term. And that is a great point. Before I turn it back over to Andre, is that, those short form content, it's quick to grab. It can be quick to get a lot of traffic. It can be quick to get, a shot in the arm in your initial list, but just kind of like patterns exist in life. If it's quick to start, it can be kind of quick to forget as well. And that's not necessarily the case with YouTube. The longer form content builds a stronger relationship, which, helps facilitate that relationship going forward, which is a lot of the reason we started this podcast. It's like, we're losing the long form content. We're losing it in society or on the internet. So we need to put this out there to have time to actually strengthen the relationship, even if we're not selling anything on it. So really good point.
Yeah, because I also did things backwards, because I started with short form content, and then I tried to do YouTube, and it was so difficult for me. Like how you say, you have to work on so many areas, like doing the script, the thumbnail, the editing. It's just so much work that you have to put in. So it's cool that you started the other way, like with the hard stuff, because now the short form content is so much easier for you to do, right?
Right. And the thing is, like, because I had to get good at YouTube, I learned the actual skills to have an online business, which is copywriting. Like, really, at the end of the day, I think that's one of the main skills that whether you're an affiliate, digital marketer, and a business owner, you need to learn copywriting. How can you get someone to watch a piece of content and take action, right? And that's what I learned as I was creating YouTube videos, not just like a script to try to beat the algorithm, right? Like, no, I was learning how to create a video that got people to take action. So, that's a skill that you'll always use in your business, is copywriting. So that's the main thing I try to talk to people about, or show people, is like, learn this skill, and it's gonna pass down to your long form content, to your short form content, to your emails. That one skill right there is gonna make you so much money if you just continue to get better at it. So yeah, great point, Andre.
When you started finding success with affiliate marketing, right? You were still working your engineering job. Like, what led to the point where you were like, okay, I'm done, I'm gonna go all in with my business?
Yeah. So for me, I had I call it the magic number, but for me, I had to make $10,000 per month so I can go all in with my business. And I actually did that, I believe, 6 months in. So at that point, I was like, okay, I hit my goal, but I want to see, is it an accident or can I do it again? So luckily, I was able to hit it again. And then, the next month it was a little bit more. By month 9, I was like, okay, I can do this for sure, 100%, especially because I'm going to go all in. So on month 9, that's basically when I quit my job. And the reason I was able to do that is because I had built this asset, my email list, essentially. And that gave me the predictability to be able to take this list and know how to make money from it. Like, not only promote one product, but be able to use this list to promote other products I believed in, right? And that's the power of affiliate marketing. It allows you to build the email list, and that, in my opinion, gives you that predictability, that predictable income every single month. Especially if you know how to do email marketing and you have a good relationship with your email list. So that was the thing that got me out of my job, is like knowing I had this very strong asset and that it was predictable income as long as I keep growing that.
Yeah, that's so huge. I remember when we were at Funnel Hacking Live 2 years ago. This was in 2021.
Yeah.
And we were hanging out. One of the people we were hanging out with was Joe Rizzo, who you remember Joe. I don't know if you've talked to him recently, but I remember we were walking back from the Universal City Center. And, you go through those little moving sidewalks. And I think you were with us, either in front of us or behind us. I was talking to Joe, and I was like, Joe, one thing I'm struggling with is, how the systems of a business. And I was like, you've done that, Joe. But my security, even though things might get a little crazy because I'm just an affiliate marketer promoting different things, my security lies in the fact that I know if I need to, I can go generate $50,000 to $100,000 in a month. Now, at the time, I don't think I could do that every single month, but at the time I was like, okay, I got my email list. If I'm like, I don't know what to do right now, I can send out emails, build a campaign, and make $50,000 to $100,000 a month. So that's a huge point. Obviously, if you don't have a huge email list, that's not going to be possible. But over time, that is what provides you with the freedom and security, right? I mean, the security is what it's all about, probably.
Right.
So when we were having some of the past episodes, we start to look out for patterns. And one pattern that we noticed is the people that became successful the fastest. And I know you have stuff in your background that were failures or struggles or didn't quite pan out like you wanted them to. I have that in my past. But really, when it was like, okay, I'm going, you said 9 months, you were able to quit your job. Well, we see that kind of a lot on this show. And we noticed two things. A, there was some sort of event. And you already touched on that. Like you saw, what was his name, Frank or?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're seeing Frank come in every day.
Fred, I'm sorry, Fred.
500. What's that?
Fred, I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah. Fred comes in and says 531 days till I retire. So that's a pretty big event. And we see that. We see that with the episode that was released on the 15th, where Phil was talking about how he was laid off from his job. And there's an event that kind of shifts you from a point where, most people are, and probably maybe where you almost were, where you're sitting there, you're an engineer, you're making $70,000, $80,000 a year. Life's okay. But it's just good enough not to suck. And that's not a great place. So you kind of need something to jolt you out of that, where you get in that mindset, like, I got to do something, or I'm going to be stuck in this shit forever. That could be getting laid off. That could be, having a child be born. That was the case for me. But the other thing that we notice is a pattern that often leads to people seeing success is doing for others. So maybe if you could just tell us, how did your family motivate you, and how did you use your family, if you did? I don't know, I can't make assumptions, in your motivation to build your business and see this whole thing through, even when it gets tough.
Yeah, that was really huge for sure, because what was funny was, like, I had done all these failures, I had gone through all these failures, and like I felt more of a failure than I thought my wife thought about me. You know what I mean? Like, basically, I was like, I would tell her, hey, we're going to start this business. We're going to do e-commerce. We're going to do crypto. And I'm going to put all my money here. I'm going to buy this course to learn crypto. And everything I did, she supported. She's like, okay, I believe in you. Like, and, a lot of the time she helped me, like with the e-commerce store, she would help me design the shirts and stuff like that. So, I had a ton of support from her, no matter how many times I failed. We even recently did a mini podcast where we came on and we talked about all that, which was really powerful because we had never done that. But basically I asked her, well, why did you believe in me, even though I had failed so many times and we lost so much money? And she basically said, because I knew eventually you're going to figure it out, your mindset, your hustle. So that was huge, man. Like, having that support from my wife, and like, she could have just said, you know what, like, you're just a failure, just keep working your job. Right. And she didn't. She continued to support me through all this. And then on top of that, in August 2019, my daughter was born. So that was also huge, because I'm like, shoot, now I want to spend more time with my daughter, right, and my kids. So that's when I really, really turned it up. Like, I was like super motivated, and like, because I was like, before that it was just me and her, but now I'm like, now we're gonna have a kid. Like, I need to make this happen. I don't care how hard or how early I need to work. So yeah, man, that was huge. Having that support from my wife and the motivation from my daughter, being born, absolutely changed everything. So yeah, thank you for touching on that.
Yeah, for sure. Having that support system is super important, especially when you're building your own team, you're starting your own business as well.
Yeah, man.
Now, after you found success with affiliate marketing, you went and you created your own program, right? Like your own offer, right? Can you talk about that as well?
Yeah, no, man. That's the cool thing about affiliate marketing, and that's what I try to tell my students. I'm like, affiliate marketing is the gateway to literally anything you want to do, because what happens is you can, go find a program that you believe in. You use that program to build your email list, to build your YouTube channel, your Facebook group. And then at that point, now you have a real asset. Now you have your email list. Now you have this group, right? So now you can go and either promote your own release your own course, your own program, your own coaching. You could take that list and start like an e-commerce business. It doesn't matter. You have this most important thing online is you have attention. You have people that know, like, and trust you. And because you use this affiliate program to help you get those leads and sales, right? Whereas, if you went ahead and create a course from scratch, it might fail just because you don't know for sure if people want that actual product. So that's basically what I did. I was like, I'm going to build this email list, and eventually, I can build my own course. Now, I actually didn't want to build my own course because it's a lot of work, and you have to, work on the product, and you have to, do all this stuff. I was okay just getting commissions from Legendary Marketer, and that was the way I wanted it. But I don't know what it was. I think it was just people kept asking me my framework. What am I doing? And I would naturally just like create these like small trainings, like Loom videos. I was like, I guess I got to create this course, right? So my first version was literally just trying to help people, like showing them what I do to get the results I'm getting. And I don't know, one thing led to another. And I ended up building this like affiliate program and this course and these front end funnels, which I never wanted to do because it's a lot of work and stressful. But at the end of the day, as an entrepreneur, as someone driven, which I think I am, you want to get to the next level, right? You don't want to just stay, doing the same thing. So for me, it was like, yeah, it was going to be hard to do that, but I wanted to push myself to grow, which is kind of a blessing and a curse because I still feel like I'm like that. I'm like, I still need to get to the next level, not even income wise, but just learning new things, like, and getting, I don't know, that I just always feel like I'm not happy where I'm at as far as like growth. And that, I think that's all aspects of my life, whether it's business, health, the gym, at my church. Like I always feel like I need to get better in all aspects. And, that's kind of what led me to building my program. So, I always ask my wife, where do you think I'm going to be in the next 10 years? Because I look at someone like Russell Brunson. He started out as an affiliate marketer. And I mean, look at him now. He has a $1 billion business, and he just evolved over time. So I don't know where I'm going to be in the next 10 years, but I know that I will continue to grow because that's just my nature. And I think humans in general need to grow, whether it's a business or in their jobs, whatever, to like be happy in life. I think you need to grow. And that was the thing that led me to building my programs.
Yeah,
So
one of the greatest things I've ever heard that sticks with me. You hear all this motivational stuff as you go through this journey from all these people. But one of the things that really sticks with me is that you're either green and growing or you're ripe and dying, right? So if you would have just stuck with affiliate marketing and not tried to grow or evolve, you probably would have gotten bored. And I did this in 2018. I just was like, this is easy. I'm not doing crap. I was just promoting Shopify and some other back end stuff at the time. And I got bored, and I ended up sabotaging a $50,000 a month business because I wasn't trying to grow. And it was just it was a hard lesson learned. And luckily it was able to bounce back. But speaking of growth, man, I saw a picture the other day. You've been hitting the gym hard lately, or, well, you're looking jacked over there, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, man. Like I said, I want to grow in all aspects of life. So I actually hired it's like this performance doctor. He checks your blood work and he helps you kind of be optimized in like life, right? Like I get up, I feel amazing. My workouts are great. It's all natural too. I'm not like doing anything like TRT or anything like that. But like, yeah, man, like the goal again is just to be better, right? And that's why I joined CrossFit, because it's like a daily competition to be better than the next day. And yeah, man. So I think that's how hopefully I'll always live my life. And I believe that that's how anyone can live a happy life, is just always growing, even though it's hard. Like it's hard trying to learn a new skill. It's hard trying to be better in the gym. But at the end of the day, it's either that or just, watch TV all day and, die. So that's my philosophy, at least.
Yeah, I actually joined CrossFit because of you. Remember when we went to where did we go? Idaho for the mastermind for ClickFunnels. We talked about it, and I was like, I need to get off my ass and fucking go do something, basically.
That's funny,
Because
man.
looking at you and how motivated you are and how much of a hard worker you are, you actually motivated me to do it. So now I do it every morning, 6 in the morning.
Nice,
I'm
man.
playing soccer. I'm trying just to stay active.
Yeah.
Because I do think it's important for you, your health, for your business as well. Like if you take care of yourself, you're gonna be better with your business as well.
Yeah, absolutely. CrossFit sucks though, huh?
Oh man, the first week was horrible. It was so bad.
It's it's still horrible for me, man. I don't like it, but I love it when it's over. I'm like, oh, I feel great. But
Yeah,
it's a hard thing, man. It pushes you, it gets you out of your comfort zone. But
for sure.
that's I bet you feel a lot better though.
Oh yeah, I have so much more energy. Like I feel healthier. It's
Yeah.
just making me better, honestly. And that's how you were talking. You want to keep developing yourself, so that's good.
Yeah, good
One
stuff.
thing that I wanted to touch on is I have bought your program before, and I know that you talk about having a stacking ecosystem, and
Yeah.
I know our listeners here will definitely get some good value out of it.
Mhm.
So if you don't mind, if you want to talk a little bit about your stacking ecosystem, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I love to talk about that. That's the framework I've used to build everything in my whole business. So basically, I call it the affiliate stacking ecosystem. We start with the main core product that you want to promote. I know a lot of, let's just say a lot of people choose legendary marketer as like the main core thing, right? So then we kind of build our business around that. So you have a funnel that promotes legendary marketer, but what we need to do to build this ecosystem correctly is we need to figure out how can we get our customer from point A to point B, right? Point A is like maybe they hate their job. Point B is like they want to get out of their job and have financial freedom. So we need to build out this map for them. I call it like a to B map. So what I do is like, I'm like, okay, so what are the things that are going to help them get there? Well, let's just say we're using legendary marketer as an example. Legendary marketer is the education that's going to get them there. What are the tools that are going to help them? Maybe they need ClickFunnels. Maybe they need system.io. Maybe they need get response. Maybe they need repurpose.io to help them repurpose their short form content, right? We build out this map of things that are actually going to help them get the result that they want, the ultimate desire, point B. Okay. So you have to map this out. And you can do this in health and fitness. You can do this in any niche you want. So once you build out this map, then you're actually helping someone get a result instead of just building an email list and just promoting a bunch of random crap on ClickBank that is probably just scamming, whatever. So what I like to do is I like to build an actual map that's going to get someone a result. And when you do that, one, it helps the customer. Two, it makes you more money because you're giving them actual things that they need to get the result that they want. And three, it makes the affiliate programs more money. So it's a win-win-win. And the cool thing about that is once I have to show it on a graphic, but so I'm trying to explain it as best as I can, but picture like, you're building your list, you're promoting legendary marketer, but in your email sequence, then you're promoting all these other things that are going to help them get that result. And that's basically the affiliate stacking ecosystem. Now I take that a step further. And what I like to do is I use that email list to then promote, my YouTube channel, my Facebook group. And then I build this whole ecosystem of people that know, like, and trust me on multiple platforms. So that's kind of taking it a step further. But to answer your question, it's essentially promoting multiple programs that actually help someone get a result. So yeah,
You're
that's
giving
kind
them
of
the next
the gist of
logical
it.
thing at the logical time, because I think that's great that you shared that, because I think a lot of new affiliates struggle with that. They're like,
Yeah.
all right, well, I've got this traffic coming into this funnel and I'm making X amount of dollars and it's going to be hard to double my traffic. So what can I do to make more money? And they initially think, well, let's promote more products, but they don't get the fact that there's already opportunities in what they're already promoting, right? The solution to every problem creates another problem that needs to be solved. Just like you said, when someone buys legendary marketer, now they have the education, but here's the problem. They don't know the tools. So that's when you can introduce them to the tools. So super powerful. And I love the way that you are able to communicate it, the way you are able to describe it and use the metaphors and help people understand this. So now I mentioned that you have done over $4 million online in
Mhm.
sales, and probably you'll be at 5 million before we know it. And you had the program that you created was your first program. Now you're in kind of would you call it a second generation of your program, or how do you like to look at what you have going on now with Freedom Accelerator?
Yeah, I mean, I would. So I had Freedom Breakthrough, then Freedom Breakthrough 2.0, which was that one was a game changer. Freedom Accelerator, I say it's like it's still teaching affiliate marketing, but setting up your business for like a long-term success. So like basically what I've been able to do, I used affiliate marketing to eventually build my own program. So that was kind of the thought process behind that. Like, how can I help someone get started? But then how can we then like build out a team? How can we then, build out our own offers and get out of the business? Because for me, all of us, right? We got into affiliate marketing to have financial, time, and location freedom, not to be in the business 24/7. So what I had to learn was like, how do I get myself out? How can I get someone to take on these tasks that I shouldn't be doing? So, fortunately for me, I did that after Funnel Hacking Live 2021, the one we met at. I stopped everything I was doing for like the next few months, and I built a whole team. I learned the process, and I was like, okay, this is what I want to teach. So basically in the new program, I teach people, this is how we get started with affiliate marketing. Now we're going to build a YouTube channel. Now we're going to build out our own offers. Then in phase 4, we're going to build out the team so we can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the profits, because we've built these machines, the traffic machine, the conversion machine. And now all we're doing is we're just the CEO of the business. And, fortunately for me, I've been able to stick to that. Like I feel like I have a ton of freedom, and I'm not really working inside my business as much as I used to. So that was the thought process behind like the new program, was like building this up to where I've been able to build it up and, give people like the full foundations of how to build a business the right way. So that was the
Yeah,
thought process.
anyone who's listening to this podcast episode right now, I don't like to necessarily refer to us as gurus, Jonathan and Andre, because sometimes that has a negative connotation with it. But one thing I always say is like, look at what the guru is doing. Look at what the expert is doing. And if anybody's been paying attention to this episode, which I know you are, you have essentially just taught everything that you learned recently, and look at where you've come. When you started your YouTube channel, you taught people how to start a YouTube channel. I mean, how simple as that. When you started your first course, you had just had some success with affiliate marketing. So you taught people how to do affiliate marketing. Then evolve further in your business, and now you're the CEO of your business. So now you're teaching people how to be like, there's the formula. It's that stupid simple. So if you're just getting started and you don't have to become the expert 30 years down the road. Just like, okay, what have you learned? Okay, now teach it and see what happens. So that's amazing. It's the formula.
Yeah, dude, that's what it is. And what's funny is like you actually learn so much more by teaching. A lot of the like it's funny because like when my students are like, I have no idea what type of YouTube video to make. I'm like, literally go to YouTube, find a video that you want to learn about, like how to post on Pinterest, watch it, literally remake it in your own terms and like in your own voice. And I guarantee you're going to learn so much more. That's exactly what I did. That's why I was able to pump out a video a day, because I would watch a video and I would just remake it as my own. And I was using that to learn. And yeah, Brian, that's like literally the formula, man. Like, then that's what I try to do. And people enjoy that, but people want to see your journey. They want to see kind of how you come up. And that's what I've tried to do. So I love that you touched on that.
Yeah, and you got into this point because you invested in your knowledge, you invested in yourself. And how important was investing in yourself? Or like if somebody's trying to take a leap to invest in themselves into their business, how important is that for somebody starting?
Yeah, I mean, investing in yourself is I think it's like the shortcut to get there quicker. I mean, listen, you can go to YouTube and try to learn all the skills, but you're going to be scattered. You're going to learn something here and you're going to learn something here. I think you could learn all the stuff we're telling you guys like on YouTube, but it's just going to take longer. Right. So for me at this point, I'm just like, hey, I'll just pay you 20K and you teach me how to do this thing. Now, if you're just starting out, yeah, that's a lot of money, obviously. But the more you invest in yourself, I think the quicker it gets. So, there's this thing that Myron Golden always talks about. He's like, time doesn't equal money. People say that all the time. Time equals money. It doesn't. Time is greater than money, right? He always says this analogy and I love it. He's like, if I were to give you $1 million, but you were going to die tomorrow, would you take that? No, you wouldn't take that because you couldn't do anything with that, right? You would live a day and then you would die. So I value my time so much now that's how I live my life. How can I decrease the time? Because I can always make more money. I can always hustle. If I need money, I can go Uber Eat. I can go Instacart. I can go flip couches. I can go make money. And so that's the thing you got to realize. You can always make more money, but you're never going to get that time back. And that's the analogy that really helped me shift my mindset. So when I try to learn something new, I go straight to the top. I'm like, teach me. I need to learn as fast as humanly possible. Let's get me there. I'm very impatient. I want to learn, which is a good and a bad thing. But, that's just, to answer your question, that's everything is if you want to decrease the time, hire a mentor, get into a coaching program, buy a course, that's going to decrease your time a lot quicker.
And you put your money where your mouth is. You're not just one of those people who's just saying this just to sell more courses. I mean, I don't know if this is public knowledge, but you had a pretty hefty investment recently with your new program for some webinar advice. Isn't that correct?
Yeah. I mean, it was a 6-figure investment. I've bought Russell Brunson's webinar course, and I was just like, you know what? I don't have time to go create this. I'll pay you guys build it out, and let's get this running. I need to get this new program out, and let me do what I'm good at, which is building the course. You guys build the webinar, the systems. I don't need to learn this. You go do it. So again, I'm trying to decrease time as much as I humanly can. So yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah, because you're never going to get the time back. I mean, I had my daughter when I was 25, and it took me 5 years to actually realize that, okay, I need to find something else and not just keep wasting my time in this place, basically. So that's super interesting. I mean, time, you're never going to get time back. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah, man, for sure. Time is so important. I even now, I've had I've made money now, so I can get a lot of the things done around my house that I can pay people to do, landscaping and house cleaning and stuff like that. Obviously when you're working a job, maybe you don't have the funds to do that. So invest in yourself. But I try to focus on that even in my day-to-day life. It's hey, I'll hire it out. It's not worth my time to do it.
Yeah.
Whereas I try to focus on the high level tasks that's going to make me more money. For me, building a YouTube video, making a video is going to make me way more money than picking my weeds or something,
Right. And that was kind of leads into the question I was just going to ask before you just touched on it, is all right, I know you like to go snowboarding. I've seen the pictures. I know I think y'all recently bought a new house. Is that correct?
Yeah. Dream house.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
But you talk about the high leverage tasks. So as we're getting close to the end here, maybe you can give us an idea. You already mentioned YouTube. What are some of the other high leverage tasks that you still work on in your business that help you maximize results with obviously minimal investment of time?
Yeah, I mean, this business is all about leverage. So how can I leverage my time, right? So something I teach my students is how can you create an asset that will continue to pay you and bring you leads and sales for life, right? So this is something that I'll do, right? I'll create this really good YouTube video, in my opinion, right? I'll try to have something very valuable. And then what I'll do is I will then send an email to that video. I will make a Facebook post to get people to that video. And the reason I do that is because I'm leveraging that video that's then going to lead to my courses, my affiliate offers, whatever it is. But because I spent so much time on that video, which is not that much time, a couple hours, now I'm getting ad revenue because I'm sending all the people there from my email for my Facebook post. People are going to know, like, and trust me. They're going to learn my story. They literally know who I am over like just a few videos. And that's why that's so powerful. It's so powerful. And this is touching on YouTube that, you know, I have like this $12,000 coaching that I really don't advertise. It's just something I do for fun. And I never get on calls with people. I can literally just send them the order form on text, on DM, because of the know, like, and trust factor of YouTube. That's why it's so powerful. So that's why I focus so much on YouTube, and then everything goes to YouTube. So for example, even like if I'm promoting like Andre, we were doing ClickFunnels 2.0, we got invited to that for that launch. I just made a YouTube video on that, and then I got everyone to that YouTube video. One, I'm gonna get ad revenue because YouTube's gonna pay me. People are gonna know, like, and trust me because it's a long form video. And three, they're gonna take that offer, right? And why I spent an hour creating this thing that's gonna pay me for life. And then we're gonna get SEO traffic, right? So search engine traffic. So I don't have to spend all my time creating TikToks and stuff like that. I can just create this high leverage thing. And that's how I build my business. So to answer your question, Brian, is like building YouTube videos is probably one of the main things that I do day to day. Another thing is writing like VSLs. Like, for example, I'm launching a new program soon. I spent probably a good amount of time writing a good VSL, which is a video sales letter to sell the program. That took me a while. And like, for me, I was like, this is taking so long. But I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I know this is going to be a 7-figure VSL. So I'm like, I got to put all my time into figuring out how can I make this really, really, really good. So that's another thing I'll do is like write VSLs, write copy for my funnels. So those two things I think are the most high leverage things that are going to make me the most money.
Yeah, and the thing about YouTube, like you post a video and it's evergreen content forever. Like people can search it and they can search for anything, any type of topic, and they can go back and find a video 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and it can still be related to whatever you're searching. As far as like short form content, you post a video and yeah, it might go viral, but then it just dies after a little while. You know, it might be a week, 2 weeks, but then it's worthless after that. But then a YouTube video is just gonna it's gonna be live on forever basically, and then people can always go back to it. So that's super cool that you actually go on YouTube and you post those videos, because I did it for a little while and it just takes so much work, so much of my time. So I kind of stopped, but for sure I'm gonna have to go back to it 100%.
Yeah, man, for sure. It does take time for sure. But once you have like a good system down, like that's something, like I said, I've been able to develop. You got a good team, a good editor, good thumbnail designer. You know, all you do, you come in, you create a raw video, you give it to them and they do it all right. So if you have a good system down, it makes things a lot easier to do. So, you know, that's something that you could definitely implement.
Yeah. So what's next? What are your goals for, let's say, this year, I guess, since we're brand new into the year? So what are your goals for like 2024, like getting to 2024?
Yeah, I mean, this year, for this year, I want to, well, one, I want to get the 10X award with ClickFunnels, 2X, which I think we can do. And then not only that, I want to be able to, as far as I grow my YouTube channel to 100,000 subscribers. Those are just kind of some small goals. 2024, man, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know where I'm going to be in the next 10 years. Like I've talked about building softwares. You know, like I said, I kind of look at Russell Brunson. I'm like, he started as an affiliate. He built his courses and coaching and then software. So I'm like, naturally, I that's kind of the next goal. But the biggest thing for me, man, is like, I like, and I don't know why this is, but I like having what do you call it? I like being known. So I want to grow just my presence, whether it's on YouTube or just in social media. I want to be known as like an authority figure, right? Like some say I'm already there, but I don't even think I'm close. So I want to grow. I want to be able to expand my reach. So whether I'm talking about affiliate marketing or just something more general like business, I don't know. So that's just kind of things I don't know right now. But I guess to answer your question, I want to be more known. I want to be more like a public figure, like maybe like even like Russell Brunson or Ryan Pineda, or like, you know, where people really, really know who you are. I mean, like I said, people somewhat know who I am, but I still think I'm just learning. I'm still starting out, in my opinion. So yeah, I that's not a full answer for you, I know, but that's because I truly don't know.
Yeah, no, I like it. And I love how you just, as you're telling that, you just kind of gloss over, I'd like to win the 10X award, which for those of you who are listening who don't know that, that's when your business does $10 million. So just to highlight that. So the point is set your goals high, folks, because I'm sure just like Jonathan will hit the 10X, the $10 million goal. Just like I know he's going to continue to get more well-known, which, oh, by the way, provides opportunity more than anything else. You get a better seat at a better table, the more well-known you are. So it's a worthy endeavor. But, set your goals high, because you'll most likely hit them. I know every time I've set a goal, I've hit it. And kind of looking back on those goals, it's like, man, I just wish I would have set my goal higher in the beginning. So don't be afraid to set high goals, because it might take longer than you want or than you think, but you'll probably hit them if you don't give up. One last thing that we like to do, Jonathan, we like to turn the tables and just give our guests an opportunity to ask us any questions. So if there's any questions you have for Andre or myself, please take a moment and feel free to ask. We'll be happy to answer. And then also, maybe lead us out, tell us a little bit more about the Freedom Accelerator, or, if you can't find Jonathan, then you don't know how to use the internet, but, tell us where we can find you and all that good stuff as well. So questions, for sure, how do we find you?
Yeah, no, I mean, I honestly, man, well, this was more for Brian, and then I'll have one for Andre too, but I'm curious, man, like, what is your goal? Because like, we're kind of like, I mean, we're kind of on that same path where we started with affiliate marketing. I know you have your own program now. Like, what do you want to do? I know I've talked to you at Funnel Hacking Live, and you want to be like the next like motivational speaker. And I don't know if that's just still the same goal, but like what's the next thing in your business? And I'm just curious, because like, I don't know where I'm at. Like, I obviously want to continue growing, but I'm just curious where you're at.
So that's a good question. Thank you. So right now my goal, I guess you're looking at like a 1-year goal, a 5-year goal, and a 10-year goal, right? Is a good way to look at things. And I don't think about these goals every single day, but they do pop into mind often. So my 1-year goal right now is to continue focusing on growing my program the right way, organically. And I don't mean not with ads, because I am running some cold traffic ads now, but to just let it happen naturally. Don't force it. Just let it grow and grow and continue to grow. So that's my 1-year goal. I'd really, I talked about this at the Legendary Marketer Mastermind that Andre and I met at. My goal would be to do $1 million a month with one employee. So that's my 1-year goal. My 5-year goal is to, after I have won the 2 Comma Club Award as an affiliate, and then hopefully win the 2 Comma Club Award as a creator of a course, I would like to someday transition into teaching people how to basically kind of do what Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi did with mastermind.com, where you take your business that's already inside of you and turn that into a program that provides you with income in the way that you like. So if you're into helping expectant mothers, have a good diet for their children, great. If you're into crocheting or knitting or playing tennis or whatever, then you can turn that into a business. That would be a 5-year goal. And then to get to what you alluded to, my 10-year goal would be just to continue to be in a leadership position, because on the last episode we recorded, which actually hasn't even come out yet, but it'll be episode 17, if that makes all sense. Our guest Ite said, how do you stay relevant long term? Because there's so much changing with ChatGPT and stuff like that, and all this AI and automation. And I said, I think if you become a leader, if you maintain a position of leadership, then you will always have all of the potential income and security that you could ever need. So my 10-year goal is, much like yourself, to be known. And that motivational speaker thing is just kind of like the end goal of, well, what else is there to teach? Right. and that's where, so for me, it's just all about leadership in the long term. And then I'll turn it over to Andre.
Very good. Very good. No, Andre, actually, so similar question, but like, I know we talked about you getting into the Spanish market, which I believe it's super untapped, because I've talked to a lot of people these events, and they're like, yeah, like there's nothing when it comes to like the Spanish market. Is that still your goal? And if it is, like, what's the game plan for you to do that?
Yeah, that's definitely the goal right now for sure. I started building my program in December of last year, so it's been 3 months now, almost 3 months that I started.
Mhm.
Things are going slow for sure,
Mhm.
but I'm still pushing through every day, getting it ready. I'm hopefully get it ready in like the next month or so. But
Oh, wow.
I'm yeah, so I'm doing everything basically in Spanish, just to help out the Spanish community. So that's for sure my goal for this year, to get it up and running and get it out there for people to actually learn from me myself. So it's gonna be really new from me 100%, because yeah, I promote courses and everything, but nobody's really learning from me. I guess they are by looking at what I'm doing,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm not in the point where I'm teaching, right? So now I'm gonna be teaching actually. So it's super exciting and I'm really motivated for it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm saying that's super cool because like I remember we've kind of gone back and forth with that, and I'm excited to see it because I'm Mexican. I have a lot of family from Mexico, and I know I would actually promote it as well. So I'm excited to see what you come up with, and yeah, man, that's cool that it's gonna come out in the next month or so. And are you gonna have like a webinar, low ticket funnel, or what are you doing there?
Yeah, it's gonna be a 5-day challenge.
Okay.
And then on the day 5 will be a webinar basically to sell the high ticket, and then go from there. Trying to automate it as much as I can, just the same way that you automated your stuff.
Mhm.
For sure, I'm learning from you. I'm learning from Brian, and I'm just getting a little bit of every program that I ever invested myself in and making it on my own, basically.
Yeah, that's exciting, man. That's
Yeah,
super cool. I know you'll crush it. You have a good following and you could speak to that community for sure. So yeah, you're totally gonna crush it, man.
thank you. I appreciate it.
He's going to be the only guy in the Spanish speaking market. He's going to pass this up before you know it. I'm really excited for Andre. He's got a great opportunity. Well, Jonathan, thank you so much for your time. Just to kind of roll us out here, I think you have a new challenge that you're kind of working on, which might be out by the time this episode is posted, to help people kind of get a start. And where else should we look you up and track you down at?
Yeah, I mean, my main platform is YouTube. I mean, I try to put my best content out there. My goal is always to teach someone everything they need to know for free on YouTube. And then, yes, I do have paid courses, but that's more for, you know, coaching added support. So YouTube is a great place to, learn about me, about what I teach, passive income lifestyles. You can look up Jonathan Montoya, and reach out on Facebook. I'm there at Jonathan Montoya. You can send me a message. I try to stay, active with my messages as much as I can. But yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, we'll put a link for your YouTube and your Facebook on the description so everybody can find you. So we appreciate your time. Thank you so much, Jonathan.
Thank you guys so much for having me on. I really enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, we'll see you on the next episode, everybody. Thanks again, Jonathan. Take care, everybody.